Okay, Erica, I've got your new piece up and I've got your old piece up too. And I want to take a look at that. I think the front looks fantastic. I really like this relationship right here. It's the grouping is not like, see, the grouping over here where this is kind of a distance from her name. So I think the grouping here makes more sense. I'm thinking, well, you're going to kill me. I'm thinking you might be even a little too close over here. Let me show you what I mean. I'm thinking maybe something like placement of right there. Right now, I think you're a little too close to the name. Give it a little bit of breathing room there. The background looks fantastic. I can't believe how far this has come. This is gorgeous typography. No question there. This is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Very nice. Okay, now the back, I think obviously the back's a lot darker. Let's take a look at the original back. There's some things that are working out really good. I think that the sans serif really adds like a really modern, very modern touch. I think it really helps tremendously, specifically due to her era in which she was, writing, and which she was in college and right after college and that. Born in 1931. So she was in her 20s in the height of modernism. So I think this makes sense. You know what? Let's look at the numbers, though. The numbers are really, really bold. I think the numbers are overtaking the composition. For that reason, I think using these serifs with this sans serif, use the serifs for a different number, a different typeface for the numbers. And I'm thinking something serif, and I'm thinking something like this, or even something that features an old style. I think that might add something very interesting. At the very least, I would say reduce the stroke width. That's very, very thick. Okay. The gradient, I was thinking more like, okay, so you have this gradient. I'm not sure about that hard line right there. I'm thinking maybe that should gradate out like this, like the top. But that's strictly your call. My reasoning is that hard line is aligned right with her eye. And what does that do? We studied this. We looked at this. Remember page structure? Technically, what that's going to do is it's going to really risk the viewer following that line right off the page, because you're doing two things. You're creating a hard line and you're reinforcing the hard line by having her eye point right in alignment with it. Typography is fantastic, by the way. Rags are good. They're nice. There's no orphans, no widows, no hyphens. Your typeset's gorgeous. One thing I'm thinking is that this is still, whenever you reverse type, you did the right thing by using sans serif typeface, but you want to really open up that tracking. And tracking is the whole line of what would be synonymous to kerning. And kerning is the space between two letters. Tracking will increase the space between all letters in your lines. If you increase the tracking on a reversed background, you're going to find your legibility will be increased tremendously. The only other thing I'm thinking is this area right here, Erica. And my thinking is that this piece is starting to get a little too dark. I liked this background. I understood the problems it was creating down here. I'm wondering if you don't go back to this background, okay, with the darker type, and maybe just with that lighter background, just use both letters in this color. And that should alleviate the issue. You'll have to work out the frame. I don't even know if you do even really, well, yeah, you'll have to work out the frame. Maybe that even the same color. I think it'll be fine once we see that the page lighten up. This is all your call, okay? Though you've done everything. I mean, this is gorgeous work. I'm going to be real honest with you. You could hand this in for a final and do very, very well. So the rest is just kind of, moving towards portfolio. So my comments are looking at consistency and a good solid hierarchy and a good solid harmony between the pages. All right, so keep doing what you're doing. Think about that. Think about my comments, specifically that hard line there, this area here, the darkness of the page, the boldness of the font. Front's a little beautiful. Tagline's a little close to the name. You've got this gorgeous, gorgeous gradient. on the front for the textured background. Let's duplicate it here. That's one way you could eliminate that hard line, is just duplicate that gradient right there. Keep the dark background and have that gradate so that it ends by the time the type starts. That way there's no, you won't have this phenomenon of the viewer just following her eye and following that hard line right off the page. All right. Okay. If you have any questions, comments, or anything else, I think you're doing fantastic, but let me know. All right. Great job. Thanks.